Hello everybody, this is Big Daddy Rocker Gamer, and in this episode of Let's Play Phoenix Point, we're about to defend our base, PHB 3. And in case you're wondering, yes, I forgot to push Phantom Power during the recording sessions, so I don't actually have my current voice there. So this is me talking to you from the future, way past, back. I'm not sure how that works out, but yeah, you get the drift. And this is a base defense, and I think I'm going to call the episode something like choke him to death, or getting choked to death. I haven't quite decided, because this is basically one big hallway fight in choke that leaves. Well, you will see how this unfolds. There's a lot of fighting, lots of shots being made here and there, lots of enemies just clogging up and leaving the entire hallway littered with corpses. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I remember this fight very well. I utilized my snipers pretty well, I think. The combination of a sniper berserker with adrenaline rush is game-changing, to put it mildly. It's so incredibly powerful, and you will see it several times in this game. It's one of the strongest combinations in the game, if you ask me. I firmly believe that the only stronger combination is Berserker Assault Trooper with Sniperist for the exact same combo, but then you can also have the rapid takedown ability, rapid clearance. So every time you manage to kill someone, you regain 2 shots, essentially. Yeah, bad positioning here with Brahman. He had to step out to be able to shoot. And yeah. Fires off a big whiff. That's unfortunate, but sometimes that's exactly what happens. And there's a lot of enemies here. We can only see the first 2 enemies, but you'll see as this progresses. I decide to take a very defensive stance here and move people back and set up overwatches, as I believe that in general is kind of a healthier way when you can control where the enemy is coming. And you don't necessarily have to worry too much about the enemy running amok and destroying your base. Certain other bases' layout is pretty horrible for that. This base, though, everything gets funneled through this one hallway. And that makes it great for us to do a defensive play here, which is what I decide to do. I'm setting up and pondering about the virtues of how to do this fight. I'm running down with my infiltrator here, Anders. He's got a shotgun. He's ready to kill stuff up close. But it is what it is. He unfortunately needs to get close enough for that shotgun to really do its thing. And my tech priests, the combination of technician and priest is just amazing. Give them cyanide heads too, so they will constantly regenerate will, is just icing on the cake. It's such a crazy good combination. I don't even feel like trying anything else, because I think it just has everything that you're looking for. So yeah, as you see, I plan up a death zone here because I think it's better that the enemy comes to you than you trying to burst through, especially when you're holding such a defensive position. Yeah. The enemies have my favorite Umbra. And that's not really all that good. In case you're hearing anything in the background, now it's my wife walking by. It's alright. Oh yeah. Sirens. Sirens are good. They're good fun. We love sirens, don't we? Asherons are much more annoying, especially with their acid stuff and resurrections and all the other things, the annoying things they do. This one I didn't quite understand because it basically only got acid on all of its own dudes, and that's such a weird decision. And they go for Victor because Victor's the closest and he's kind of vulnerable. Well, when I say kind of, he's a tank. He's meant to be one, but still, he can take damage. Well, you know, Nuria really is on point with the shots. And yeah, it's taking down enemies left, right, and center. Infiltrator and sniper is a really strong combination too. Not as powerful as the Berserker sniper, I think, because of the adrenaline rush alone, but also Sniper Berserker combination has the ability to remove armor without killing an appendage. Just costs you a little bit of willpower. But it's a very, very efficient way of taking down the enemy. Now, I was pondering what to do here with Victor, because he can't run out since there's a Umbra spawning there. And Umbras are, as you know, my favorite enemy. They're always really, really annoying, but that is what it is. And so I decide to just see if I can find other targets and see if I can take them down, and if that helps. And in this case I want to take out the sirens before they come too close. Sirens are not fun up close. I've learned that the hard way a couple of times now. I still have PTSD after losing some of my soldiers in the early game to mind control. I think it was Maria I lost, the heavy who just hit everything. And that was such an annoyance in hindsight. Bad play by me. I could have saved her, or at least I wouldn't have lost her if I had played it correctly, would be more correct to say. Yeah, and then we're setting up. We want to set Emiliano up here so he can take down that Triton, because I don't want the Triton in there and ruining my life. And also, if he can shoot at the Umbra when it spawns, that would be great too. In short, I'm trying to control what the Umbra can do of damage, because I'm terrified at this point that Victor will die. And it's not an entirely unfounded fear, which you will find out very soon. Just gotta do some sniping first. And yeah. And yeah, so I decided after looking around here to see if I can take down that enormously annoying Triton there. I decided to give it a shot with Sophia. After all, she's my main superstar in this campaign, so why not? Well, maybe not my main superstar anymore, but she's my first superstar. Brahman is kind of my superstar now. He's been a powerhouse all along. And Simon, he has a shotgun, so I want him up close and personal. I also don't want him to be a target, so I'm setting up a decoy to make sure that the enemy have a much easier target to kill. I remember this being very tense. Setting up. Again, just setting up overwatches here to try to control this Umbra. We don't want this Umbra to do anything crazy scared for Victor here. And then it rises and things start going down. My decoy works exactly as planned, and that makes me really happy. Yeah, one stray shot hit my priest in the background, but that's okay. It's not too bad. I can live with that. Sirens coming forward, that's good. We like it when they come to us, so we don't have to go to them. But she has crazy high movement, that Siren. I did not expect her to be able to walk that far. And then comes, of course, this thing too, and it does the most annoying thing that all of these things do. And then it also goose down my snipers. It could have been worse. It could have resurrected. That would really have been pissed me off, but thankfully it didn't. And there goes. Hit 1, hit 2. Victor is bleeding 30. He's almost dead. At this point, I'm more or less shaking. Victor has lost both his legs. He cannot move. And he cannot even kill the Arthron in one full salvo. So I'm setting him up for Warcry to limit enemy actions. And then I need to kill that Umbra and most anything else nearby. So I'm going super aggressive with Anders here. I want to take out the Siren because that is just such a dangerous enemy. And then I decided to deploy another decoy instead of running back. I was a little bit in doubt there, but I reached the conclusion that taking out the decoy was probably better. And now I have to do something with Nuria. Nuria needs to shoot, and she needs to shoot twice. And she's aiming first for Diane Siren because I need her to take it down. And then I need to take down this Umbra. Umbra has to go. Now, I run Madeline up here to basically body block. So Victor will not be exposed. That's the whole idea here. Victor will die if I do not somehow manage to prevent his death. He cannot move, both his legs are busted. For some reason regeneration doesn't kick in, and he has nowhere to run. He only has one move and he cannot run. And I'm wondering, what do I do now? And you'll see what the solution eventually is. It's not my most elegant solution, but I use Madeline as a body block, essentially. And then I give her more actions so she can heal Victor. And then I heal him again, because I think I misclicked on that first one and heal her instead of healing him. That's okay. Now I have my priest firmly parked up in the front, and I'm starting to chip away on the Acheron. Just small chips. And starting to work on it, because it has to go down. I cannot really justify leaving it like this. I don't want to take any chances with this siren, because I didn't check if she was bleeding enough to kill her or not. But I think I end up going for the Acheron and taking out its head, I think, because I don't want it to call up reinforcements. I'm terrified that it's gonna call in even more reinforcements, because I'm already struggling in this fight. As you can see, for some reason the head just doesn't die. It's a sturdy head. And the siren's down. I'm trying to aim for that head, but for some reason it just doesn't go through. There comes the mind fraggers too. They're my favorites, and it goes straight onto my priest, which is possibly the best outcome I could have hoped for, because this means the enemy will not fire on her, and that means they won't fire on Victor either. So it's best case scenario. And I don't know what that guy was shooting at, but he's missing, and I'm all for it. Keep on missing. But the Tritons, they're always a danger, and they're coming up close now. I think this one has a shotgun, and this one back here has a sniper rifle. And shoots down Brahman's cover, because why not? And then moves up into the middle of the hallway. As I said, and there comes the most annoying abilities of these Acherons. Luckily it doesn't reawaken the siren, that would have been horrible. So, once more into the fray, and Victor can again not move out. He's stuck behind he's stuck behind my friend. But at least he can free Madeline from her problems. So he does what he has been doing the whole time. He just war cries and stays in the corner. And at this point, I am seriously considering to just adrenaline rush again. Because there's so many enemies now. And I want to take this down. I do not want this Acheron calling for reinforcements or doing anything more. So I just start pumping everything I have into it. See if I can kill it. And adrenaline rush on Cormac as well, doing the same thing. I realize that I cannot hit the head, so I'm just gonna try to land some shots on it, see how it works out. This is probably the smartest decision I did in this defense. Just take down the Ashron before I get overwhelmed. As you can see, here it goes. And then starts the big issue. Trying to take down the enemy without getting taken down myself. Anders with his shotgun is up. And he's shooting against a very armored Arthron. I'm looking around for other options. Not really finding them. So I take a shot with Nuria because she has a clean shot to the Triton over there. She takes him down, and then we're looking at next. I figure they crippled Victor, I'm gonna cripple them. I mean, tit for tat, right? And so, it's time for Anders, and shotgun to the face, and that removes so much armor. It's kind of fun to see just how much that removed. So Sophia is up, and it's about time to shoot. And I'm aiming for that marksman back there because I don't want them thinking this is going to be easy. And then I think I have nothing else to aim at except for this this guy right here. So I think I go for his pincer and I take it down. And then I don't remember what I did this round now, but I see there's a big collection of enemies just gathered up there. I figured this is the best shot I will have. See how many I can get into my explosion here and see how many of them I can take out. I decide to load it. I killed the Mindfragger. That was entirely awesome. It makes the rest of this much easier. And then I change to the grenade launcher and just blow stuff up. That's what this guy is all about. Unfortunately, for some reason, that grenade does not hit anything. That kind of bites. Now, Anders has one action. One gun action or two regular actions left. And I really want to kill that dude in the front there. I really want to kill him. I'm wondering what I can do with Victor. Victor has no targets except friendlies nearby. But he has Onslaught. So I figure if I give Onslaught to my priest, tech priest, I can run her to safety. Or I can shoot some virus into the enemy. And that's what I decided to do for some reason. I'm not sure why I felt that one was such a good use of my actions, because it didn't accomplish anything. Now I'm having Anne just shoot on this Arthron and take it down. And that leaves Anders free to set up a decoy again. Those decoys are really amazing, by the way. If you have decoys, use them. And then I run them a little bit back, because I want the decoy to be the nearest thing to the enemy. I want the enemy to focus on the decoys and not everything else. As you see, there's a lot of Mindfraggers in this mission. And the decoy again is drawing fire, and my decoy dies. And that's okay. That's what the decoy is there for. And so, now I really need to get Victor and the rest of the crew back in the fight. And I'm feeling at this point that I'm able to maybe go on the offensive. First, I decide to panic this guy. Because if I'm going to relocate, then I want to make sure that the people around me and nearest, they will not be busy. And then I'm considering what to do. War cry will only affect a single main fragger. I figure out that's not worth it. What I can do though is set up an Overwatch death trap again. And that's what I do. And Brahman, he doesn't get to do very much. And now I run Anne over because I need Anne to get Victor's legs working again. And Sophia, she's trying to see if she can find a target here. And she only has the prime over there. I don't bother quick aiming. I just reposition a little bit. And that's her round, basically. She makes one silly shot from, you know, very far away.
I'll try it.
I figure out, let's try out some Spider Bros. And set up again.
Okay.
With a decoy. And then I notice that, oh crap, I don't have enough willpower for it. Victor can do nothing from here. And this is so frustrating to me because I really want him in the action again. He has 4 actions and he can barely move. He can move 1 step per action point. So I move him to the corner here and he's just sort of sitting there. I'm wondering, what do I do with him? And I decide to do Overwatch. I figure out it's the best plan. And Nuria can sit back and do an Overwatch.
I'll be right there.
Cormac is moving up and Brahman cannot do anything. And so we go. Overwatch us. I feel this is a little bit overkill. But the enemy dies and it's a mindfragger, so I'm okay with it. The Arthron doesn't do much. Mindfraggers are just squandering around. And they're not getting through my wall of Overwatches. Now, Victor still is not exactly doing hot. But here comes Anne to the rescue and field medics him up. Now we go on the offensive. With Victor spearheading, this is our time to turn the battle. And what a turnout. Stopping up here, not really knowing what I should do. So I set my Spider Bro up to blow up here. See if I can do some damage. And it's a good call because it takes down one of the Arthrons that has been bugging me in the corner there. And This allows for Emiliano to do some fast forwarding and pump another enemy full.
Ready.
Anders coming up, setting up with Overwatch because, let's face it, Overwatch is king. Brahman, same thing, I think. Yeah. Madeline, I move her up into the front corner here, and I set her up for an Overwatch 2. Victor, being able to actually move again. I just set him up for an Overwatch here. Corridor of Death, you know. And same thing with just about everyone. Except Sophia, I'm just bringing her up. Figure out that, hey, she should be part of this track team now. And also bringing down Nuria now because she's been doing incredible on the side there, just sniping stuff that comes through. And Cormac. We like Cormac. I think he also sets up. Yeah, he sets up too. We all know that Triton is gonna die, so none of us really particularly care to waste bullets on it. We know he's bleeding out. But we also know there's quite a lot of mine fraggers here. Now, that was a good turn. That was a really good turn. Now we start pushing out. First Emiliano leads the charge, and he's just up, setting up. And then we have Anders coming out too. We set him in the, not quite in the corner, but you know, corner-ish. And we set him up too. And Brahman sets up to shoot down that corridor. Madeline. I actually double move Madeline here because I'm fairly sure there's no enemies around that corner now, so I'll just move her up and be protected by all these Overwatch shots. I decide to get up and heal Victor again because he's taken serious amounts of punishment this mission. Yeah. Sophia sets up, puts up the aim. She does what she does. She does it good. Nuria, same thing. She just sets up a corridor shot. And Cormac. This is the corridor of death. I'm making sure that if Cormac fires, he won't shoot right into the back of Victor. It would be a sad day if he were to die.
I see them.
Now we find the enemy, and I think this is the last enemy on the map. I'm just really worried he's gonna be somehow ending up killing any one of my guys with some shenanigans. So I just take the really overtly safe solution here. At this point I could have dashed up more. I could have been much more aggressive than I turned out to be. No problems if I was more aggressive.
Let's do this.
Alas, it is what it is. I'm a bit slow on the playing around here, but yeah. And yeah, even Cormac and Sophia just set them up for long shots here. I could at this point, but I didn't know it because I thought there were more enemies back there. That's why I'm so incredibly defensive here. But I could have been much more aggressive moving forward because it's just this one guy left, and yeah. That's the entirety of the enemy's turn. Just shooting at Emiliano and Victor. Now, Victor loses, takes a lot more punishment to his leg. Luckily, he's not doing bad. He's doing pretty good, actually. Due to the diligent work of my healers. And so I start trying to figure out what can I do with this guy. He's so heavily armored and my team is very thinly spread, so I figure out I'm just gonna nuke him and see if I can make space for more people to come up. So I take Anders here
Double time.
and I just bum rush him up. I wanted to come up behind, but that's not possible. So I run him up as close as I can here. And I find his arm. And then I apply shotgun to arm. Very good strategy, guys. I suggest trying it. Works in real life too, I've been told. And then I run Nuria up and I quick game. Because I want to kill this guy now. I don't want him to have an opportunity to run away or shoot anything. And I try to take out his spitter head. Because I know these frickin' Arthrons, if they can't lob grenades at you or hit you or shoot their ratatas at you, they will spit at you. And it's a disgusting habit. Now, healing up Victor, because, well, let's just face it, Anne Lanner is, she is Victor's fangirl on this mission. Let's just be honest. And then we run Victor up, because we want him to be able to participate in the slaughtering here. And then we're trying to find out where to aim. How do we kill this thing? It has so much armor. And even a full salvo like this doesn't take its head off. I decide to run up with my priest here, Madeline, and just see. Even if I do hit and I inflict 10 virus, it's still not dying. It just won't die. And it has 49 hit points and bleed of 30. So I need to inflict at least 19 more damage. I'm running out of resources. And I run everybody up. Just run people up. I have no actions left, and the enemy tries to get away, and it succeeds at it. So unfortunately it lives to come back another day. But it was a successful mission. I was very worried about losing Victor there. It's one of the closest calls he's had in the entire campaign, I think. Base is safe. I could not find a new Pandoran base, unfortunately. And now we just need to put the personnel back on their Helioses. I decide to put Sophia and Victor back on the same Helios, along with Madeline and Anne, I think? No, Brahman. And leave the last slot open for getting a member from the Manticore in instead. You will see a little bit later. And the rest of the guys, they go on Helios 3. And then I'm ready to get back onto the world map again and fly around. I'm looking around on the guys here. Felix Burgermeister. He's a good candidate. He has crap armor. Well, the armor is heavy, but it doesn't have the jetpack functions like Oscar has. Oscar's a candidate. Oscar's pretty good. At least he seems pretty good. I haven't really tested him yet when I think about it. Spoiler alert for the future, by the way. Don't listen to me. He will show up very soon. I think. Maybe. You'll see. Yeah, I spend a lot of time agonizing about him. And then I look at Knut here. Knut Bandera. I'm thinking, well, I like technicians. I like heavies. This guy is both. Why not bring him? And so I spend a lot of time here just agonizing over equipment choices, but basically I just edited that out because it's not very interesting to watch. I spent 4 minutes just looking for equipment and running up and down the menus. As you can see, I'm still doing that here now, trying to figure out what to build and stuff. And I'm back to looking at who to put in, what to do. And now I've equipped Knut as much as possible. And I decide to run the Manticore over to the question mark here. I want to have the Manticore doing that sort of stuff. And yeah, faction attitude, Synedrian doesn't like me. Nobody cares. Synedrian never liked me. There's nothing new about that. They're just pissed off I haven't really gotten rid of that one Pandoran structure right in their North American doorstep. But another one has shown up now. Now I suddenly have another one in the Northern Europe, Russia area. And so we move down to Helios 2 to transfer members. And Helios 3 starts to fly towards Haven Isen. I decide to hold on Helios 2 until this point reaches. And Knut gets transferred to the Helios 2. Now, the Helios 2 is moving towards Haven Isen. And the Manticore is exploring. Because why not? And yeah, we find some materials. And as you will see in the nick of time here very soon, we will fly in towards... yeah, I notice, ooh, rescue independent soldiers, and for some reason my brain says, oh, there's soldiers there, but I got this one a long time ago, so I decided to fly down to rescue the soldiers I've already rescued. Now I'm just waiting here to see if my Helios 2 make it.
Research complete.
And basically anything that can happen before I reach there does. This is Big Daddy Rocker Gamer, and this has been a very fun Let's Play. And I think this is how the episode ends. See you next time.